Hello and welcome, I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. This is episode 6 of Let's Play Dwarf Fortress. So, let's take care of these chickens. So I had moved all of the grazing animals into a pasture over here, but the chickens are being rather irritating. So we're going to create a new meeting zone, and I'm just going to put it right in the center again, over all this stuff. We're going to make it into a meeting area, and then we're going to go over to this one, and I'm going to turn this one into not a meeting area. Pen and pasture, not. In fact, let's just delete it altogether. Now, the chickens haven't been pastured, but since they have a meeting area indoors, they should just go inside on their own over time. Not right away, but eventually the cats and dogs and chickens and all the little birds and stuff will end up in here. See how they're kind of starting to move in? Which means that we can unsuspend this workshop and hopefully he'll try again and the chickens won't be in the way. We do have one idler. I'm guessing they've finished or nearly finished mining. And you know what might make sense is to just dig out all 7 floors of the bedroom layout that we're going to do. Could work. Let's just get that out of the way. That looks very pretty. I like that layout. Alright, so let's do that. I'm going to disable mouse query again. If you've used the command before, you can just press Alt up. So we want to do mouse query track, turn it off. Alt H to turn quick fort tooltips back on. We'll do bedrooms again. No, not bedrooms. I want to do Alt file, windmill bedrooms. Accept. D, put it right in the center, down 1 floor. And I'm actually going to do something even further kind of useful. We're going to use what's called a transformation. You see in the tooltip where it says Alt-R, transforms blueprint. Press Alt-R, and now we can enter in like a code, like I want to do extra stuff. You can flip it, you can tell it to go multiple times up or down, you can invert it, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Read the quick fort documentation for all the full list. For now, I just want to do 6D, which represents do this 6 times down. So I'm telling it to do the same thing 6 times. We'll press Alt-D and let it go. That'll give me my 7 floors of bedrooms. We already had 1. 1 plus 6 is 7. Now for some reason, I ended up with only 4 levels of stairs. And I think the reason I did that was because it reduced the pathing calculations. Helps the fort run quicker. So I guess I will leave it that way, even though this one has full stairs all around. I'm sure there was a reason I did it that way before. We'll turn mouse query back on. Now, we've got one idler. Let's see who it is. It's Stukos Segunos. Eventually I'm going to need to name these dwarves. And actually, give them an actual nickname. But let me know. I think what I'll do is create a Google form that you're able to submit. Instead of just spamming the comments, don't get me wrong, I want your comments. Please comment as much as possible. It helps the videos, helps me, I like the engagement, it's a lot of fun for me. But rather than just having to comb through the comments myself, if you'd like a dwarf to be named after you, soon, TM, I'm going to put a form on the description of the video. A Google form is something where you click it, and then it kind of restricts what you're able to put in. Like, I'll put in a spot for you to choose a name, if you want to be in the military or not, something like that, and I'll use that to just automate the whole process and put a bunch of people in. That way you can just kind of play along and be one of the dwarves in the fortress. Although I do kind of like the actual weird names, they're also hard to pronounce. So, what was I thinking? Oh yes, so Stukos here is not doing anything. Let's see who she is. I think that was the carpenter, and I told her she wasn't allowed to mine. Or not allowed to haul. Yeah, so she's not allowed to haul anything, and she doesn't have any carpentry to do, so she's got nothing to do. So let's go ahead and give her some actual jobs. We're going to go here into the carpenter's workshop, and let's just queue up 7 beds. So you click on it, you click Add New Task, and then down you can scroll down to it with the mouse wheel, or you can just press B. If you want to repeat it endlessly, you press R, and that just puts it on repeat up in the top right there. You can see where it says repeat. But I don't want it on repeat, I just want 7. So I think it's, Control D is a shortcut key you can use to duplicate the highlighted task. So we'll just do it 7 times, and we should be good to go. Actually, it's 8. There we go. You can scroll through it again if you want to do that kind of stuff. So we'll get seven beds, and then I also want to make a couple wheelbarrows. So let's make I'll make 3 wheelbarrows as well. Oh, not a pipe section. There we go. There you go, Stukos. Get to work. Lazy brat. We've struck hematite. So as they continue to dig deeper, they're finding stuff. Finding some iron. That's nice. It's not actual iron. Hematite is a type of ore that can be refined into iron. There's Stukos there working on our beds. In fact, she's already made one. Pretty sure Stukos is a female. Yeah, we've got an interesting layout here. 4 women, 3 men. That means that there's going to be at least 1 woman who's a little upset. That sound you're hearing is every time we strike different types of ore and metal. So we've found some gems. Found some more hematite. We found a different type of stone down here. This is diorite, where earlier we were striking dolomite. We still have a couple items left up here. Prepared wombat lung and some dwarven wine, so they're not quite finished with bringing stuff in. You have about a year or so before you really have to worry about defense. So we got plenty of time, and this first phase is really just about getting everything kind of situated and indoors. Try to keep your idlers down. Let's take a look at happiness. Read dwarves. This yellow bar here represents their happiness level. So Stukos has been satisfied at work lately, had a fine drink lately. This person here has been satisfied at work. The happiness score is that number, content, 114. Every time they do something they like, it makes them happy. Every time they do something they don't like, it makes them unhappy. So for instance, if their husband or wife dies, it's going to make them pretty upset. If they walk past some rotting food, it might make them nauseous, and they don't like that either. The reason I like to use Labor Optimizer to have it pick which jobs they do is that it automatically gives them jobs that make them happy. You know, this guy's been satisfied at work lately. Locum likes to mine. It makes him happy to do it. When a dwarf is happy, they work faster, they take fewer breaks, and they're also more likely to throw a party, which a party is code for when they call it a dwarven party, I think what they really mean is like what are those called? I'm completely drawing a blank. The Romans used to do them. You know, everyone would get all together and they'd have a big party. Yeah, it's that kind of party. Whatever the word is. So, they're more likely to have children, is the point. And that's good, because you need more dwarves. Although the migrant waves get really overpowered. You get tons of people. So yeah, they're pretty happy. This person, had a fine drink lately, so she drank something that she likes. If we hover over her, we can see her preferences. She only grumbles only mildly at inclement weather. She likes dwarven wine. That must be what she had that made her happy. So, alright. Well, anyway, that's how happiness works. And now that we've got some beds created, let's go ahead and plant them. Now, normally I'd use QuickFort to do this, but we don't have enough items to plant, and I'll be honest, I'm actually not too familiar with the auto builder, which allows you to plant items that haven't been created yet. So let's just plant some beds manually, and we'll go from there. No, I should try. I should try it. Let's see if I can figure it out. Thought it was already enabled. It's called planning mode or something like that. Well, I'm going to look at it a bit off camera. Maybe in the next video I'll be able to show you how to do that part. But there's a way that you can tell the dwarves, you know, when you have a bed, put it here. And that way you don't have to wait for it to actually be crafted. But for now, we'll just place a bed. And I think I usually put the beds like right here. So just double click, B, right there. We don't have enough beds. We have 4 so far. That's a good start. Maybe it's in this menu. Planning mode disabled. P. There we go. Alright, actually maybe it's just that simple. Planning mode enabled. Quick fort mode disabled. How do I do it? F. That's interesting. Maybe that allows you to use it with quick fort. Anyway, let's see what happens if I do this now. So if I click here. Cool. Yep, so you can plant beds. Even beds that don't exist. And I'm assuming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, I missed this one that goes here. So these green things represent... Ah, that's kind of neat. Waiting for construction. Needs furniture hauling. Construction suspended. Building... Planned building filter. Ordinary materials any. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, hopefully it just works. I mean, she's queued up to make the beds. The hauling labors are enabled. I'm really curious to see if this works exactly that easily. Okay, so there's one that I told him to use. There's another one. I told him to do these 4. Yeah, that one's not suspended. Check it out, that's so cool. Oh my gosh. Playing Dwarf Fortress without this, I could never go back now. Planning mode, it's amazing. Good job. Okay, so the miner was doing a little bit of hauling. I don't like that. Actually, we don't really need that much mining anymore. We've got a good supply of stuff. There we go. Sweet. Alright, sweet. Okay, if that's the case, let's do this. We'll go into planning mode enabled, quick fort mode enabled. Alright, let's check this out. So I believe I should be able to do my windmill bedrooms. We want to do windmill build. Okay. BO. We need to turn off mouse query. So BO. Plant the cursor in the center. Alt V. And I don't know. Is planning mode... Let's just try it. Okay. No access to cabinet. Well, it did do some stuff. Door, chest. I wonder why it didn't do all of them. I probably shouldn't be experimenting with this on camera, but I'm trying to figure out how to make it work. I'm used to actually building all the items that I need before doing it. I'll have to read up on this quick fort mode thing to see if I can make it work, but okay, well, let's just I think it's query and then Alt X disables lots of stuff around it. So get rid of all that stuff and let's just turn mouse query back on. Okay. Well, we have our 7 beds, and we can plant them manually, and eventually I'll probably be able to figure out how to make that quick fort mode work. Next up, we need to make these into actual bedrooms. Now, a dwarf will just sleep on them, but we want to make it into a bedroom so that they can actually like claim the bed as their own. We can do click on it, and then press the minus key to shrink it down. Every time you do this, it just makes the bedroom bigger. I don't want the bedrooms to overlap, so before we actually make them into bedrooms, let's create some doors for the dwarves. We can make wooden doors right here, but wood is kind of a scarce thing. So instead, let's make it out of stone. I'm going to clear out a spot. Let's unlabel this stockpile. Say, we'll just make it right here in the middle. Damn chickens are going to be in the way, but that's fine. We'll build a workshop, and let's build a... Is it crafts dwarfs or masons? I think it's mason. Build a mason's workshop right there. We'll make it out of marble. And I think we're good for now. Come on, get out of the way, chickens. He's trying to work. Hey, look, so he's got a wheelbarrow. So now they're using the wheelbarrows to move the stone around. Let's go ahead and let them use as many as 3 wheelbarrows in this area. Right here, the setting limits the number of wheelbarrows that can be used on a stockpile. I built 3 wheelbarrows just for this purpose, so that they don't have to carry it around themselves. They can use the little wheelbarrow to move the heavy stuff. Mason's workshop's complete, so let's create some rock doors. We'll create 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7 of them. Let's check the unit list, see if there's anything else in the map now. So we've got some units, some random wild animals. A Thrips man. Let's press C to zoom to the creature. So he is here. He's apparently flying. It's interesting. Let's click on him a couple times to cycle through the various options. And we can go to Z for status. It's a person with the head and wings of a Thrips. His chitin is brown, his eyes are black. I have no idea what a Thrips is, but apparently it's a humanoid that can fly. And there's a number of them. They look kind of like mosquitoes to me. They're flying a few Z levels above my entrance, like over here. I don't think they're going to be hostile, but I guess you never know. Okay, I'm going to wrap this one up here. In the next video, we should hopefully have our bedrooms ready to go. We'll start our food production and get dwarves working on some other stuff. So thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon.